Welcome back to part two of transverse waves. In today's lesson, we're going to discuss the principle of superposition, which is basically the overlapping of pulses. So, the principle of superposition states it's the algebraic sum of the amplitudes of two pulses that occupy the same space at the same time. So, what this basically in simple terms mean is that two pulses are going to approach one another, and when they approach, at some point they are going to meet and then they're going to overlap. So this is what the principle of superpositioning is about. It's about the overlapping of these pulses. Now, when these pulses are overlapping, there's one of two types of interferences that can take place. It's either constructive interference that can happen when they overlap or destructive interference that takes place. Now, what exactly is constructive interference? Constructive means we are constructing something, we are building or making something bigger. So constructive interference, it's the phenomenon where the crest of one pulse overlaps with the crest of another to produce a pulse of increased amplitude. So from this illustration here, you can see a crest was approaching another crest, and when they overlapped, they created a pulse of increased amplitude, meaning a pulse with a bigger amplitude. And after they overlapped, they moved past one another. So then in the beginning, when A was this side and B was this side, they overlapped. Now B is on the left and A is on the right. Then what is destructive interference? Destruct meaning make smaller, take down, or decrease. So the destructive interference is the phenomenon where the crest of one pulse overlaps with the trough of another, resulting in a pulse of reduced amplitude. So from this illustration here, you can see a crest is approaching a trough. When they overlap, so when they interfere, they're going to generate a pulse with reduced amplitude or a smaller amplitude, and then after overlapping they're going to move past one another. So initially A was on the left, B on the right. After interference, B is on the left and A is on the right. Just bear in mind, constructive interference happens when a crest and a crest approach one another, or when a trough and a trough is approaching one another. Both of them is going to be constructive interference. The only time when destructive interference is going to take place is when a crest approaches a trough. But then I can also ask you to illustrate or describe the principle of superpositioning using a diagram. So once again, what is a diagram? It means you need to draw something. So always remember that superpositioning is a three-step process, meaning something happens before interference, something happens during interference, and something happens after interference. So when you illustrate, remember the three-step process. So before interference, always remember that there will be enough information provided if you need to draw the diagram. So just read carefully and make sure you use all of the information that is given to you. Always make sure that you label your diagrams completely. Make sure you indicate which pulse is A, which pulse is B, indicate the amplitudes of each pulse, and also indicate the direction of the pulses. So let's look at what happens before interference. So let's say the information provided says you have pulse A with an amplitude of +2 centimeters, and you have pulse B with an amplitude of +3 centimeters. They are obviously approaching one another. So we know that when a crest is approaching another crest, what is going to happen during interference? We know constructive interference is going to take place. So therefore, a pulse with an increased amplitude is going to be produced. So therefore +2 +3 is going to give me an amplitude of +5. So the plus indicates it's going to be a crest and 5 indicates the size of the amplitude. Then what's happening after interference? We know that the two pulses are going to move past one another. So initially A was on the left, B on the right. Now they moved past one another. So now B is on the left and A is on the right. So let's look at our second example where we need to illustrate the principle once again using a diagram. So before interference, we are having a trough, pulse A, and we have another trough, pulse B, which are approaching one another. Pulse A has an amplitude of -2 centimeters, pulse B has an amplitude of -3 centimeters. Now, during interference, obviously we know because a trough and a trough are approaching one another, the type of interference that's going to take place is constructive. So which means it's going to generate a pulse of increased amplitude, meaning an amplitude that is larger. So we have a -2 and a -3 amplitude. We do the calculation, we see it's -5 centimeters. Negative indicate it needs to be a trough, and 5 tells us it's the size of the amplitude. After interference, we know that the two pulses are going to move past one another. So A initially was on the left side, B was on the right side. After interference, B is going to be left and A is now going to be on the right hand side. Just also pay attention that the direction has changed now, because before interference they were approaching and now after interference they moved past one another. And then for our last example, where we need to illustrate superpositioning via a diagram, we have a trough with an amplitude of -2, which is pulse A, which is approaching pulse B, which is a crest with an amplitude of +3. This is what's happening before interference. The two pulses are only approaching. Now we know when interference is going to take place, the type of interference that's going to happen, we know it's destructive because a trough was approaching a crest. So therefore, destructive interference is going to take place. What's going to happen? -2 +3 is going to give me an answer of +1 centimeters. What does the plus indicate? It means we are having a crest of an amplitude with 1 centimeters, and then after interference the two pulses are going to move past one another. A once again initially was on the left, B was on the right. After interference, B is now on the left side while A is on the right hand side. Once again, also pay attention to the direction of propagation. Before interference the pulses were approaching one another. After interference, they are now moving past one another, so they are moving in opposite directions. And that's it. Stay tuned for part 3, where we're going to continue to discuss transverse waves.